Today, decentralization is one of the key reforms that are bringing power to people. I was born here. I studied at this school. Now I teach history here. I changed many jobs, but came back here. I feel comfortable here. I love my village. I want my children to live here. Our new established clinic provides patients with quality medical care. They don't need to seek care from the district center. The community has given us a lot, and the locals are very happy to live in our dear and big community. First of all, our community is financially capable, which means the community has a great future. The year in which the village of Studenyky in Kyiv Region was founded is not known. However, some researchers argue that the settlement most likely originated more than 300 years ago, and its first inhabitants were Pereiaslav Cossacks, and the village was named after a Cossack by the name of Studenyk. In 1959, a new village called Zhovtneve was built between the villages of Studenyky and Kozliv. Its historical name was only restored in 2016, after decommunization came in. We have a lot of forests, we have a lot of lively wildlife. A 15-minute drive and you're out of the village and in the forest. There are many lakes in the forests. Our places are very beautiful, picturesque, and here you can relax with friends and family. We have oak forests with medicinal herbs. Our teachers often take pupils to get to know wildlife in person, which is quite a rare event nowadays. Now the village of Studenyk is the center of the Amalgamated Territorial community established on December 24, 2017. It consists of 5 village councils. The number of inhabitants is almost 4,500. Its key tasks today are to make the life of every inhabitant comfortable and ensure the village has good prospects, community members say.
Громада етнічно вже була об'єднана. Були об'єднані колгоспи, декількох сіл, тоді вони
Our community had experience of ethnical unity. Some villages were merged into collective farms, though they fell apart later. Children went to school from one village to another.
Було не готове до об'єднання саме керівництво вищого. І тому група депутатів почали
And we were ready for unification, but senior managers were not ready to unite. And so a group of local deputies raised the unity issue as things were unfair, because taxes paid by our enterprises to the state budget did not come back to our village councils.
наші сільські ради.
Amalgamation came from the bottom, says Maria. People strongly wished this. At first, the community faced acute demand for professional staff. There was a shortage of lawyers, economists, experts in providing administrative services, in land issues, and social workers. This issue was gradually resolved. The village of Studenyky was the most suitable place to be the center because it had a developed infrastructure.
Тут школа опорна, тут будинок культури на 450.
There's a hub school, a cultural center with 450 seat capacity in Studenyky, and there's a standard clinic here.
Тут базар. Трошки була проблема із переконати людей. Ми більше 4.
Most of the population is here and the market. The problem was to convince the people. We held 4 village meetings to avoid causing offense and to convince people that it would be compact here.
Що саме компактно буде тут.
Maria Lach is a very open, positive and energetic person. Prior to being elected to the post, she had headed an educational institution in Studenyky for 26 years and was a local deputy of the district council. So she knows about all the local problems at first hand.
Зараз ми працюємо, щоб повернути і отримати
We're involved in returning the recognition of forest rights which are collective farms owned. It's also a very difficult process. This is a very big problem. And I thank Kyiv Regional State Administration for helping us with this.
яка нам допомагає. Ми йдемо перші.
We're the first community in the region to do this. We're not doing this to study forests. Our aim is to preserve the ecosystem, which amounts to more than 1,000 hectares. This is our children's future.
Це майбутнє наших дітей.
Rural medicine is now at the active reform phase. A family-type clinic was established in Studenyky recently. It has 6 healthcare institutions that operate on the territory of our amalgamated community.
На даний час в нашому
Almost 3,000 patients have registered at our clinic. Our core budget depends on the number of declared patients we have. This is core functioning. As an ATC, we also receive a subvention.
саме субвенція ОТГ.
The village of Pereiaslavsk is one of the richest in the community. There are 6 large enterprises located on its territory. This is not only revenue from leasing out land, but also the creation of new jobs. In addition, railway passes through the village, so there are many locations willing to unite with Pereiaslavsk, including regional centers like Berezan, Yahotin and Pereiaslav Khmelnytsky. It so happened that local deputies voted against uniting with the district, so we had only one way, to unite with a small community, as we are on the outskirts. We didn't have a secondary school or a medical institution. Pereiaslavsk has been part of the Amalgamated Territorial community for more than a year now. At first it was difficult. They had to find their feet for almost a year, as village head Mikhailo remembers. But later that could handle problems and worries and began to work as expected and to restore the infrastructure. A new elementary school and mobile boiler room have already been built this year. They also have a landscaping project for the school grounds. The community budget is over 30 million, so we have money. There's an opportunity for the community to develop. The villages of Somkovo Dolina and Sosnivka are the most fortunate. In the past, these settlements did not have funds, even to pay wages, not to mention building a modern infrastructure. Before joining the Studenyky territorial community, we were a village council receiving subsidies from the center. Without decentralization, we would not have survived. We were granted subsidies. For 3 years, we received them in the amount of 100,000 hryvnias. We were even given subsidies for salaries. As a result of decentralization reform, the rural social club on the territory of the village council was overhauled. A cemetery fence and street lighting were installed, and music equipment was bought. Improvements to the village are already being carried out. I'm so happy that a road is being built outside my house, because our street is on the edge. Nobody has ever paid attention to it, and now it's being built. I appealed to the ATC. Its management put spending on road building into the annual business plan. I'm so grateful to them. Now we can drive in any weather, rain or snow. We're currently building a road on Victory Street. This really is a great victory for us. Did you put enough gravel for the last house on the street? We did so in line with the project plan, around the corner and a little down. Yes, and a little bit down, but no gravel to the house. Yes, that's right. We followed the project. Will you start this mix from this street and then move on to the next one? We're going to do this street now, in the coming days, as the materials are delivered. I've got lots of plans, as do our people and our local deputies. We dream of cleaning out our pond. It's very beautiful. To improve it, to make it into a recreational area, to buy furniture for the library. We carried out major repairs there too. The issue of distribution of funds in the community is resolved collectively. Each village head appeals to the community with his or her suggestions. The finance committee and the board then consider the issue. Depending on how much money has been received and what the needs of a particular village are, they make a decision and allocate funds. I'm interested in improvements in those projects that we've already started. Building roads, repairing schools. What about the school stadium? Have you talked to Alexander? We began by leveling the surface. Once the soil has dried a little, we plan to deliver the equipment. The construction project itself is still being prepared, so I think there will be no other questions. Will we dance at the stadium this autumn? We hope. Well, I believe so. I believe. So the community still has lots of plans and a lot of work ahead. The main thing is understanding the prospects and the desire to change their lives for the better, and this will be much easier to do together than by oneself.